Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My friends, today I want to take you through the normal problems we are facing. We are facing problems in our societies. We are facing problems in the sectors we are working, like as in schools, in other departments. If you look at why the problems are happening, the solution is only one. First, we have to take the problems, like as there is corruption in our departments. There is the case of bribe. If we look, which can prevent us from bribe, which can prevent us from corruption? The first thing is one should be good. Then after, he can only do good. Otherwise, no one can look after to an institution of happening right or wrong. Definitely that we can make the measures of preventing the corruption, preventing these bribes. But all over, it is actually one's own responsibility to be sincere. One's own responsibility not to do bad. But it depends upon his own will. Like if somebody is willing in doing good, even though you are not able to see him, he will do still good. And if somebody is willing in doing bad, you may not get him in doing bad, but he will do bad. Or you may not be able to understand him, to understand his strategies and policies he is doing in doing bad, but he will do bad. One who is taking bribe, he will take bribe. Maybe you cannot look him at his office, but maybe he may be taking the bribe in some other way, through which you may not be able to watch him. Now the matter is how we can make a beautiful solution to these things. The beautiful solution to these things is only Islam. And look at how. Suppose I am a man. There are two ways, right and wrong. There is a possibility I may like wrong. And there is also the possibility that somebody can choose right. But the matter is target should be there. If I choose wrong, and I am not facing any type of problem, then it will become normal for me. But if I have the threat of punishment, that if I do wrong, I will be punished, then there is a probability that I will not or I will avoid wrong and I will choose right. But if there is no other type of threat to me, there is no other type of fear in me that I will be punished while doing wrong, then there is more chances of doing wrong rather than doing right. Because doing right, it is some difficulties we have to face. Or there are some difficulties which I have to face in living right, in living as a righteous man. When I am not facing problem in corruption, in taking bribe, then it's easy for me to walk through the same road. But Islam is restraining us from doing wrong. Islam is teaching us that if you do wrong, if you take bribe, if you are caught in some corruption, you will be punished. This punishment is actually making the basis of restraining myself from doing wrong, from doing corruption. It means actually why these are happening, why these atrocities are happening in our societies, in our institutions. Because we have lost this fear. We have lost the fear of punishment. Suppose that government is saying taking bribe is wrong. It can only be restrained if the man has the fear of that punishment. But when the taker was not given any type of punishment, then which one or which thing will restrain the man from taking the bribe? The same thing is. The same thing is, if I do not have the fear of punishment of the Almighty Allah, that Almighty Allah will tomorrow give me a painful punishment, then it is definitely that I will do bad. Because I do not have any type of fear which may restrain me from doing wrong. It means we have to develop fear in ourselves. We have to develop taqwa in ourselves. Fear of Almighty Allah in ourselves. That no, tomorrow we will be punished. And if we do good at this time, tomorrow we will be given inshallah good. This is the best way to solve every problem. At this time we are facing the problems, otherwise the rules are so good. There are the rules that one who has been caught in some corruption, he will be punished. But he is not getting any type of punishment. And that is why the business of corruption goes on. And that is why we cannot stop the problems we are facing in our communities, in our societies, in our institutions. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.